What's going on, everybody? Anthony here, Six Skill Mafia with my buddy Carlos. What's going on, man? We just impromptu. We impromptu. So what's cracking, man? I think you're muted, homie.
Yep, I was muted. My bad.
Nah, you're good. You're good, man. Yeah, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. I don't really have much to talk about, but I figured, you know what? I know a lot of people are like, hey, it's cool when you guys do impromptu. So I sent out a couple invites, a couple people, and hey, we'll see what's going on, man. So who's all up in here right now, man? We got Libitz. What's up, my friend? Ant-Man, we're here early. Yeah, what is up, dude? 1.6 what's cracking, dude? FatBatman, what is up, man? Maniac as well. Hell yeah, man. We got Andreas up in here. Lane Kramer, what is going on, man? Bob Dylan as well. What's up, Bob? Element Only, what is cracking, man? Universal Key, Simon as well. What is going on, man? Absolute Erwin as well. 1.6 Mafia in the house. Yeah, buddy. Hey, man, yo, Mafia, you getting that 𝕄𝔼𝐻𝐿𝐼 2.0 from Soso? Ooh. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's a good question, man. And Best Arcade, what is up, man? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I haven't even seen it. Was it just announced? Like, was it just announced or what? You know anything about that, Carlos?
No, man, I have no idea.
Well, I guess we could look it up.
All right, let's do it.
Well,
Can you hear an echo?
Is there an echo?
I think I hear it. Does anyone else hear it?
If there's an echo, then it's my music. I'm screwing this up, guys, because usually I do this solo and I got all my stuff. So there's an echo.
I can hear myself.
Ooh, okay. I know why.
Yes, it's Carlos echoing.
Okay. Let's have Carlos speak now.
Let's see. All right. I don't hear myself anymore. We should be good.
We should be good. You guys might not hear my music, though, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Hear my voice instead.
Yeah, we'll hear Carlos. That's all good. Yeah, usually it's like there, so I wasn't sure what the hell's going on, man. Oh, it's in the talks, but no promo pics yet. All right, cool.
Oh,
KJ
okay.
Smith also in the house. Willie Woodson, what is up, man? What do you think of that quarter scale XM Kyle Rayner? Dude, I haven't really looked at it, man. Because I haven't been messing with statues. Well, excuse me, a couple, but definitely not DC. I can look it up though. I can look it up. So Echo's gone, guys. Cool. H Green in the house. Hell yeah. Who else we got up in here? Chewy's Bandolier. Hey there, sir. Wanted to pop in for the first time and say hi. Well, hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Big time Echo. No, Echo's gone. Echo's gone. DT Artman, what is going on? My friend KJ Smith. Who else we got up in here? Third party reviews. We need to see Carlos. Turn the camera on. Joel, man, you bored? You want to come on in here, bro? You let me know, man. I'll shoot you a link.
Bro, my place right now is a total mess, but I will.
My place is a mess too.
Nah, bro.
Okay, nah, bro, it is. You only see what I want you guys to see. All right. You see this nice little square here? That's it. Yeah, Joel, let me know, man. Thoughts on Gilgamesh? Yeah, well, so we could talk about that, I guess. I did drop a video earlier this afternoon on him. We'll bring him up. Let's see. Can we take a quick poll? How many in the chat have bought or sold figures to Carlos? Interesting.
I've sold a lot.
Is that what it is? You know what?
I mean, I've sold probably over 150 figures or something like that at this point.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because I'm trying to trim down my collection a bit. So,
well, you did say that. Say that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask the community right now, man. We're taking a poll. The poll is live. How many in the chat have bought or sold figures to Carlos? Let me know.
Not a dealer, though. Not a dealer. I know Bob Dylan is saying I'm not a plastic dealer.
This is funny, man. Van City Collectibles Gaming, what is up, my friend? Mario in the house. Yo, what is up? Carlos in the house. Yeah, Mario, man, when you get back, man, let me know. I was just, what the hell, Wanted to go impromptu. I need to try to hop on with you sometime, Anthony. Yeah, well, there's no time like the present, bro. Let me know. Send me a text. You can come on in, man. This is totally impromptu, so it's fun. We have nothing to talk about. And anybody who wants to join, feel free to hit me up. That is fine. Yes, Carlos is one of my plastic dealers. Oh yeah, primetime reviews. What is up, my friend? How you doing tonight as well? And Absolute Erwin, what's going on, man? Carlos, how long have you been selling your figures?
I want to say for the last month now, I've been selling them. So really wanted to focus more on like vehicles and some statues and creating more like a diorama type thing. You know what I mean?
Getting texts. So maybe we have some people in here. Yeah, I know you want to do more vehicles, right?
Yeah, I'm getting basically trying to get every vehicle that comes out right now.
Good luck, man. Nah, you'll be able to. You'll be able to. Especially if you're selling most of your figures and stuff, man.
Yeah, I only have a few. I only have maybe like 15 to go. So I'm almost there. Yeah.
Carlos did offer to buy a statue I'm getting. Is that right, Lane?
It is. Actually, Lane, he's getting the Catwoman, and I offered him $4,500 for it, and he turned me down. So there you go.
Yeah, wow, man. Turned you down.
He did.
Ooh. Where have you been listing your sales?
Facebook.
I would like to know.
Facebook, eBay, but mostly Facebook.
Facebook's the way to go, man.
Yeah,
especially nowadays with all this tax stuff and this and that. Bob Dylan's wondering, will Carlos get into J&D? Man, you're getting a lot of requests here, man.
Yeah,
popular guy, you.
Already into J&D, Bob Dylan. So I have the Joker. I have the Dark Knight. I'm waiting for the new Batman to come out, and I'm really thinking of getting Arthur Fleck, but I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on that one. I know Will really wants it too. So.
Well, I want to get into. Should we talk about that? You and I talk about this a lot. Right. I made videos on it. I mean, it's not J&D necessarily, obviously. I mean, they are coming. But getting into the 6 scale with Queen, I mean, we don't really know all the details just yet. But I mean, do you think that's something you're going to get deep into?
Into J&D?
Either J&D or Queen for 6 scale.
It depends, because I know there's been a lot of rumors, and even after John from Queen Studios came out on PJ Stream about prices, you know what I mean? So it really depends. I don't think prices are going to be more than like $450, to be honest with you, maybe even $500 max. But I'll probably go pretty deep into the line, again, depending on prices. I think the biggest problem is going to be, how do we get them into the US? You know what I mean? How much are you as retailers gonna upcharge, you know what I mean, for us to be able to get it, which we're probably gonna be the easiest ones to be able to get. And as far as J&D, I don't know, man, because they can literally come out and say, we're gonna charge $700, $800, which then they're going to, you know, shoot themselves in the foot, because at the end of the day, I don't think many collectors are gonna go for that, but they might. Right? So they might end up doing that.
Yeah, like I don't think the prices that what these rumors are, they're not accurate. You know what I mean? Because no one's gonna buy that. No one's gonna buy that stuff. Hey, we got Uncommon Flex up in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, what's up, bro?
Nah, man, just chilling. Impromptu. We are live and just shooting the shit, man.
Nice.
Shooting the shit. I don't know if you've spoken with Carlos before or not, but Carlos, Uncommon Flex.
I have not. What's up, Carlos?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we were just shooting just whatever's the flow, man. Whatever is the flow. Let's see real quick. I'll just hit some chats. He says, so Carlos, I'm looking for a pair of Imperial Royal Guards to go with my Emperor. Any chance you got any of those you might want to let go of?
Already sold those, man, a while ago. So a little too late.
Damn. I know I need some. Hey, and Simon, what is up, my friend, dude? Simon has just became channel member, man. Appreciate it, brother. That's badass, man. Thank you so much, man. So we got another member in the Mafia crew, man. Hell yeah, dude. Let me just take a look here. 160 says, I'm waiting for Queen's Batman and Batmobile to see which is better. Damn, between Hot Toys. Yo, that's the thing, man. Now, I'm going to probably get into them. I know Carlos says he's getting in pretty deep. What do you think, Ty, man? Have you been following the news on this? Are you interested?
Absolutely. I think it's great that there's going to be some more competition in this six scale arena, and I'm just like everyone else. I'm kind of concerned about pricing, but so far I'm going to just go with what they say, and that is going to be competitive. And but I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do and see how it compares to Hot Toys, and just take it from there.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, man. I really am. Like, you guys know, those who follow my channel, you know, I've already made a few videos all about this whole situation with Queen, and I think it's great. At the end of the day, I think it's great for all of us, right? Because competition just only fuels each other. So we're going to benefit. And, you know, I'm really thinking Hot Toys is probably going to drop a 3.0 Joker then. You know what I mean?
I wish.
To try to combat this. I don't think they have much of a choice. It's like their hands kind of being forced, right? Because when they see that everybody wants to go buy this, they drop one cheaper, right? Because it's going to be, you know, arguably it's going to be cheaper than Queen, but not by much. But the fact is Hot Toys is a known name in the game forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people may look at Queen and be like, "Oh, that's really good looking," and then they see a Hot Toys drop, and they're familiar with Hot Toys. You know what I mean? So they'll just, I feel like they're going to be able to pull a lot of sales away from them with that, I think.
Absolutely.
Personally.
They're still the big boys on the block. So they've got that going for them. But sometimes you just need a little fire put underneath you just to kind of get you going and make you step your game up a bit, just to let everybody know, like, hey, we are still number one. We don't, you know, you can look at these guys, but you come back over here.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking, man. I was talking to Carlos about that like past couple days or so ago. Like, it was like, hey, look, Hot Toys may be feeling a bit complacent, right? And that's cool.
But do they have to actually change though, right? Because like, okay, let's look at Queen, and let's say Queen does a sculpted version for $350. I don't think they come back and do $400, $450 for a sculpted. I just don't see it. Because they know that if Hot Toys comes back and says, hey, we're going to do one for $325 or $25, $50 cheaper, maybe some people go with Hot Toys, right? But aside from really this one figure, the other figures, you know, Queen isn't really competing with Hot Toys at the moment, nor is Hot Toys maybe really interested in going that deep into, you know, the Warner Brother license either, though. You see what I mean? So it's like, are they really kind of have to flex? I mean, they might do the Joker, and that's one because obviously it's going to sell, right? Because it's obviously so iconic. But aside from that, I feel like Queen, and this is something that, you know, Optical and I were talking about, is that they're going to be competing with Hot Toys with different IP. So let's say that Queen Studios releases the Terminator or Game of Thrones, have really good figures, right? And let's say they make, or even Legolas, let's say they do a 325 Legolas. Would you buy a 325 Legolas, or are you going to go buy, you know, what was it in Costco, Reeves for $270? You know what I mean? Would you rather spend $55 more to get a really good Legolas or a really good, you know, Gandalf? So they might compete with different IPs, like, because that's the only thing Hot Toys has given us is Stormtroopers and Spideys and Iron Man. But what if someone else gives us something really great from other IPs that's going to be similar in price? So I think the way Queen Studios competes, and again, there's all from me and Optical talking and Will, is that by having us have to pause for a minute and say, do we really want to go with Hot Toys at this point? You know what I mean? But as far as quality, like, what is really better than Hot Toys at this point? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know how good Queen is going to be, and you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. So
it's hella hard. Let me respond to this really quick. Because Justin McFly says, I just got 23 figures incoming.
Woo!
Jesus.
23?
Figured with the market going up, cheaper now rather than later. Thank God for a payment plan, but so excited to get all the big hits. Quarter scale Boba, Batman vs Superman, Ali, both Ahsokas, etc.
Nice.
Damn, dude. That is hardcore, man.
Yo, Justin's the man.
Be careful.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, congratulations, but be careful, man. It's a slippery damn slope we ride on, man, when we collect Hot Toys, man.
I got myself in a whole lot. What happened?
Oh, I think your mic cut out.
Oh.
It went like hella quiet. I still hear you, but you're different.
Yeah, you're good now.
Am I?
I can hear you okay.
Okay.
You were very quiet now, though. You were.
Am I?
Yeah, something happened.
How is it now?
A little
Still-
better.
Still quiet. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think
Okay,
your
cool.
gain might have dropped or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I got myself into trouble like that before. Oh wait. Let me figure something out. I think something's messing with
It's
my
going
mic.
high and low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hitting real high, hitting real low.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah, take your time. Take your money. Ant-Man, what is up, man? Ant-Man, I thought you were a channel member. Did you? Let me know. I would have sworn you were a channel member, buddy.
Maybe
Did you upgrade? If so, man, let me know. But thank you either way, brother. I appreciate it so much. We'll figure that out real quick here when he gets back, because I wasn't sure. Yeah, hell of a haul, man. Hell of a haul. I don't think Hot Toys are really bothered. They keep doing what they're doing. We'll still buy. We know what we're getting with them. Exactly. That's what I was saying, man. Like, Hot Toys ain't going anywhere, and they're sure as hell not getting rid of the licensing for Star Wars and Marvel. You know what I mean? So they may have a little bit of a run for their money with the Warner Brothers license, but even then, Hot Toys is not, it's not the end of the world for them, right? They just have to kind of maybe rethink a little bit of their strategy now that there's other people coming in on the market, right?
How am I now?
Good, but a little loud, maybe.
A little loud? Okay.
Yeah, a little loud.
How about
But
now?
otherwise, it's on. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. That's good, Carlos?
Yeah, it sounds good now.
Okay. I wanted to make sure it was cool for me too, man. Queen needs to get the Underworld license. Yes. Celine, Victor, Marcus, Lucian, Craven, Michael. I'm all over it. I love vampires. I love Underworld. That would be awesome. John McClane, that'd be dope. My boss, like, do you want overtime? Hell yeah. Yeah, you're going to need a lot of overtime, man. That is a lot. You pre-ordered a comic book shop, Bob Dylan says. Hell yeah. It's pretty awesome, dude. Hot Toys unleashed their ace in the hole by announcing Gilgamesh. Oh, wait. Yeah. I know, right? It was like, what's we'll talk about that. I guess we can talk about that, man. Mad Makes, what's up, man? I thought I had a lot, 14 and 2 vehicles. That's still a good chunk, man. 14 Hot Toys. That's a lot of Hot Toys, man. That is still a lot of Hot Toys. Make no mistake, guys.
I wanted to, if I could, say one thing about the pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
That got me in trouble a few years ago, where I was just like, oh, I'll pre-order this, I'll pre-order that, like putting down deposits here and there. And then when they all started to come home to roost, I'm like, uh-oh. And I had to start picking and choosing, and I ended up missing out on some that I really, really wanted, like the Hoth Leia, Han Solo and Stormtrooper disguise. So, you know, it's great to be able to do the payment plans, but I would say, please be careful.
Right.
100%. Listen to Uncommon Flex, man, because I've done it too. You don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's done it, or most people, or a lot of people say they don't, but they've done it. You've done it. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all of a sudden now you're getting these 4 or 5 final payments, you know, notifications from Sideshow, because when these storms hit, you know what I mean? They hit, you get a bunch of, you know, things right at the end charging you. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, those figures I pre-ordered a year and a half ago, they're not that cool anymore. Or, you know, I don't have the money to cover all this right now, or things like that. You know, you got to be a little careful with that, man. Totally.
Absolutely.
Think we'll be getting more Eternals figures, or do you think that's it for now? That Athena is companion piece. I know I'm in the minority, but I'm hoping for more.
Hoping that's
honestly,
it.
I think that's a wrap. I was actually shocked that we got him, to tell you the honest truth. You know, like I said, I made that video this morning. You know what? Let's just bring it up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Might as well. Yeah, I was a little shocked. I thought they were just going to abandon Eternals. I mean, it's not a very well received film. I know that there are people who still enjoy the film and clearly want the figures. So, again, and I've said this before on many other live streams, Hot Toys does not put out a figure ever that will never net them a profit. It's never happened. It hasn't. I mean, even the sequel trilogy figures sell. Yeah, they may have taken a while, but it doesn't matter, because there's the MSRP. All right, this is what they're charging retail, and this is how much it really costs them to make it. Right. So it doesn't. you know, and then when you have distributors like Sideshow and others that are getting, you know, their purchase orders in, they're already paying Hot Toys. So if they sit for 2 years on the shelf at Sideshow, that's not Hot Toys' concern. They've already made, you know what I mean? They've already made their money. So that's the whole point. They're never going to put out figures where they're not going to make a profit. It's just, it doesn't happen. It's not like a movie theater where you have a, you know, $200 million budget and then the movie flops, right? And then they can barely cover the costs for everything, right? That's different. It's different. So it's no surprise that it came out, but I was still a little like, I really didn't think they were gonna do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think about this, man? Let me start with Carlos on that, man. Is this what you've heard my thoughts, but I'll speak on it in a minute. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we were talking about this, right? I mean, yeah, the figure's 270, and I don't believe Hot Toys is making a lot of these. And to be honest, I think they're making this more from a contract standpoint. Maybe they have to put out a certain amount of figures for shows or movies, and that's kind of really what I think is probably going on here. But you know, obviously it comes with no accessories. But then if you're into Eternals, and this is probably going to be the cheapest way of going about it, as opposed to like trying to kit bashing or trying to do your own. You know what I mean? But it's just interesting. The Hot Toys, even with the Queen Studio things going on, they still decided to put out a 270 figures with no accessories. It's basically, you know, being plain. It lets you know we really don't care what Queen Studios is doing, right? Because if they did, they would have been like, hey, you know what, guys? Maybe we want to delay this announcement. Because let's be honest, it's not like everybody was just waiting for this to happen, right? It kind of caught everyone by surprise. So if they really cared about it, I feel like maybe they would have actually waited and said, hey, let's give them a backdrop, or let's, I don't know, maybe a little cooler base or just anything to like make it be worth 270. But I don't know.
Take care, Chewy. Like, sorry.
You know.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that was pretty much it.
Yeah, Ty, what do you think, man?
I agree with Carlos. I think they are just fulfilling a contractual obligation with this figure. I got to say, personally, I have not been able to get into Eternals at all. I mean, the head sculpt is really nice, and it looks like the actor. But I mean, for 270, and you're really getting nothing but this, and you've got these other companies showing off, you know, the Joker that they're going to be coming out with, things like that. Obviously, Hot Toys doesn't care because they're just like,
right,
hey, check this out. You know, we did this, but like this figure is definitely not for me.
Not for me either. Personally, again, I know there are people that are fans for it. And I will agree the head sculpt is phenomenal. You know, it's weird because Hot Toys will do these types of things, right? Where they put out some semi-questionable figures. And then they dropped some amazing sculpts like this. And you're like, oh, well, you know what? The one thing that tells me, which I already knew, but even just looking at this head sculpt, Hot Toys is not in trouble. Like we say this all the time, right? You know, they're in no situation where they're going to be overrun by these other companies because they have a tremendous group of talented people working for them.
So Anthony, I have a question for you guys. Do you think with 270 as the price tag for this figure, and it really comes with nothing, do you think this is setting a dangerous precedent if like this sells a lot? Like what message does this give to Hot Toys? Like, oh, we can get 270 for these figures and we gave them nothing.
Yeah, and I talked about that on my earlier video on it, and there's like half and half, and I get it. And I was talking to Bob Dylan earlier too about this, and he was trying to explain to me like how the new, you know, ever since Yelena came out, right? Because she was like 270 or 285, right? And she comes with nothing.
270.
That's where,
I think.
Yeah, I think it was that. That's like the new norm almost, right? And while regardless of whatever the reasonings for, whether it's you know shortages of whatever or inflation or whatever, right? Like that's irrelevant to me as a consumer, right? I don't care about your problems, like, but I'll care about them if they're affecting us. And it's like an anchor and adjustment. It's really similar to what you're talking about here, because now that they're hitting these 270s for standards, it's like, it's a little crazy to me because he comes with nothing. I mean, and maybe that's me being critical, but I mean, you know, and I showcased, you know, how we have 𝐂𝐿𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻, we have even Sylvie. Who else did I show off? A Fennec Shan, you know, and who else did I? Even Athena. I showed off Athena. So I was trying to use these 4 because they're current announcements as a reference point. And they're all $270, and they all come with things, and he does not. So for me, it's like, I'm not going to put down $270 plus tax plus shipping over $300. I mean, bro, I mean, they're highlighting his shoes, bro. Is like he's got nothing. They you know what I mean? He doesn't have anything. Now, and that's not to take away from how amazing he looks. The sculpt is phenomenal.
Looks great.
10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10 head sculpt.
Absolutely.
It's just, no, I don't think so. And I think you're right, because if you know, and this is why I was saying vote with your wallets. And it's not like I'm trying to be aggressive with the situation. I'm just trying to be smart as a consumer, you know. And I'm not saying anybody who buys this is not smart. I just want to think, because it's $300. Do I want to drop $300 on something like this when there's so many figures coming? You know, we're not all made of money, so it's interesting. Now, I will say that this will probably sell very well overseas. Right? Not every release is made for everybody. So there is that, but I feel like it's too little for how much they're asking for, right? That makes sense?
It does. I feel like another thing too, right, is like, that's exactly what we're talking about though. It's like, well, would you rather get $270 to get this figure, or to get Sylvie or the other figures you mentioned? Or would you rather spend $30 more and get the new Batman figure? It's like the super basic one, right? But it's $300. And I think that's really where, again, Queen Studios is going to come in and make people question, like, do I really want to spend $270 here? Or would I rather spend $325, $350 on Gandalf, or $350 on the Joker? You know what I mean? I feel like that's where they're going to win. And as far as this figure, though, like, Hot Toys, I just don't see them why, you know, they would put this out unless they were obligated to do so, right? Because it's not like a lot of people are going to buy this. But yeah, I'm like, why would you? I mean, unless you really love the Eternals, and if you really do, then I would say don't pre-order, wait, because this thing is gonna go on, you know, well below retail. There's not a lot of people who are gonna get it. And from announcement to release, it's not gonna sell out. Batman won't even sell out, right? So I would say wait and just get a better deal. You should not be paying $270 plus tax and shipping for this figure. You should be paying something like $240 for a brand new one, overseas, shipped. That's probably what this figure is going to go down to, in my opinion. You know,
I think so.
And that's like,
Paddle. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, 6 Padawan was asking if there was one figure any of you guys would want reissued. What would it be? What is the grail that you missed? Anything with you, Ty? I'll start with you, bro. It's a good question.
I did get one of my grails, because I have a few actually. The first one I got was the '89 Batman, so you know he's taken care of. I did get a New Hope Han Solo, but I really want the one with in the Stormtrooper disguise, and I want a Hoth Leia. Like, I need those. I also want Tarkin and Vader, because the only Vader I have is a Sideshow Vader, and that was before I knew the difference between Hot Toys and Sideshow. So, you know, but I think that's pretty much it. Like, the others I'm starting to get across. I found a Jen Erso for not a bad price. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. But those are the main ones. Like, oh, also Luke. I'm sorry, I don't have a Luke.
Ooh, yeah, you need to get a Luke.
I don't know how this happened, man. I don't know how it happened. I looked in the collection. I'm like, okay, they're not here.
Man, I don't know. What about you, Carlos? Anything particular?
Yeah, so I'm not really big on reissues itself. You know what I mean? Which was actually one of the main reasons why I was getting out of Hot Toys. I just felt like, you know, there was just too many of them, and I felt like even the scare of their potential reissue, like a Dark Side Anakin, started bringing the value down, and I didn't like that too much. But I understand that in 1/6 collecting, it's not really so much about the value; it's more about the collecting and loving the piece. So it's a bit different than like statue collecting or other higher end collecting. But I wouldn't say there's a reissue I would want, just because I personally wouldn't want anything reissued unless it's been just so many years. Like it's a 5, 6, 7-year-old figure where it's like, okay, a 2.0 makes sense. Like
Right.
some of the Dark Knight figures, but some of these figures have been out for 3 or 4 years, or even 3 years, right? And they're scarce of being reissues. I don't like that personally, but that's just me.
I'm not a fan either, man. That's a good question, man. I know people are gonna hate me, but it is what it is because I'm in the same boat. I don't really like reissues. I think 2.0s, 3.0s are acceptable. Brother Cousins, for example, good friend of mine, right? Link in the description, by the way. Go sub to him if you haven't. Just got his DX07 in, right? The Bespin Luke 2-pack.
Saw that.
Right.
Yes, right. So we watched it, and I missed it, and that figure's 10 years old, bro. And it definitely shows its age.
Right.
It definitely shows its age. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, do I want to go hunt this down? I don't even know what it's going for. 600, 700, 800. I don't know. I haven't looked.
But let's say you
Go
spend $700 on the figure, right? So right in the middle between what you said. And tomorrow they reissue this figure. They make a brand new 2.0. Your figure isn't worth 700. Not even close. Unless not even close. Like unless maybe those completionists who really want that figure. But even then, like how much is it really gonna go? Is the value still gonna be there? But that's the thing, right? I focus more on value, while other collectors maybe they don't, and that's okay if you don't. But like I know a guy, and this was me because I sold a Mark 47 at his very high peak for like almost $2,000 at one point. Can you imagine the guy literally 6 months later to know that you could have bought one for $350? Like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem with that kind of stuff. Or even the Mark 5. I sold one for $900 and now it's reissued for $360. You know what I mean? That's when I was getting out of those Iron Man, because I knew that was like, this is way too high. These are not numbered. I know they're going to have to be a reissue at one point. And I was lucky enough to be right on that, but that's the problem, right? Like we're with reissues. But if people like it, that's great for them. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to have too many Hot Toys, for that specific reason. So
yeah, I feel like that's a problem, right? I mean, for me personally, I feel that way, right? Because like if we talk about Bespin Luke, he's aged. You can tell he's aged. Right. My first Avengers Captain America, amazing figure when I got him. It's horrible now. It's horrible. Like you can't move the joints, the elbow, like the shoulder pads, the fabric they use, the sculpt's not that great. Like, and that's fine. But at the time it came out, it was awesome. Right. So for me, I'm like, well, why don't you, now that it's been a decade, give it a 2.0 maybe. Yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe for an anniversary or something. Okay. Because, excuse me, that's just too, I'm not dropping that kind of money. Like you said, somebody just bought the War Machine Mark 1 for a grip of money. And then Hot Toys is like, here's the reissue. Like, how do you make you feel? And that's a reissue too. That wasn't a 2.0.
Yeah, that makes you feel real bad. Yeah.
MandalorianHuntress, hello. How are you? Thank you for joining right now. It's silly because we want to have exclusivity, right? Because otherwise, what is Hot Toys if nothing but a Black Series on steroids?
A glorified toy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to say it. I don't want to compare it to Black Series at all, but you understand what I'm saying? Mass produced. Any day, any chance it's going to, hey, you know what? We're just going to put out another one. Or, the reissue situation. So I like having that, right? Like a lot of people are like, hey, you said, hey, I got my 89 Batman. I would love to get that figure. But I don't want to drop the money on that, and I know it's kind of showing its age, and that's okay, but at the same time, if I'm like, well, if I wait, maybe it'll come out again, or a different version of it or something, right? We have a Flash movie coming. Maybe they'll do something. I'm just saying, like, and that's just Batman. That was just an example. I just mean,
Mhm.
in general, believe me, if I could have every hot toy that I actually want to have in my collection, I'd have them. You know, I'd have them, but I don't want to
Same.
be dropping, you know, these huge prices. Everybody's
Right.
like asking me, oh, should I go get this Obi-Wan? You know, the Obi-Wan Deluxe, this, that. I'm like, no,
No.
because it's like $500-$600 and we got an Obi-Wan show coming. You
Right.
gotta
Yeah.
get another Obi-Wan who's gonna be
Yeah.
a 2022, 2023, you know, edition, which means where Hot Toys is at currently in their development is what the quality of the figure you're gonna get. You know what I mean? So it's like, I would just say try not to chase things, man.
Right.
Same thing happened when I didn't have any stormtroopers, and I was like, "Oh man, I missed out on those," and like the scout trooper and everything. But they're back, and like you have the stormtrooper commander from Mandalorian. I just took his pauldron off, and now I got a stormtrooper.
Now you got a trooper.
Yeah, and I didn't have
And
to pay some crazy $400 for that.
And mind you, that's a great deal if you guys want stormtroopers, right? Because you do exactly that. Take the pauldron off, buy 10 of them. If you want. I'm just saying, if you want to have a bunch of stormtroopers, now's the time to get some basic. I mean, they are slightly different, right? You know, you can look at the old original trilogy and you can tell the stormtroopers are slightly different. You can tell with the nose and everything, but these are still good stormtroopers.
Mhm.
And for the price, it's there. We're at a point right now. I want to say, my headphones keep falling out, man. We're at a point now where if you want just stormtroopers, you can pick anything up you want. You can pick up all them, those stormtrooper commanders, have the pauldron, remove the pauldron. And on the flip side, you guys want 501sts, killer deal. You get the deluxe, and you don't have to get all deluxes. You know, you get a couple deluxes, couple regulars, so you have different helmets to swap because you're not going to use all of them on one figure.
Mhm.
So you see what I'm saying? So whether you're prequel or original, you guys have like a baseline trooper right now that you can pick up at retail, right? At a decent retail, right? What are they, $220, $250? So
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you want to go backward, and do I really want to spend $450 on a Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper?
Right.
Don't.
And you know, there's a comment here by a 6-scale Padawan. It says, Anthony, you've mentioned that the reissue rate is 5%. Surely that's not a percentage not to worry about. It's not so much that every figure is going to get reissued. It's the fact that because of the scare of reissue, like Darkside Anakin hasn't been a reissue, and that figure was going for $750, $800, and even at one point even $900, right? But because
Right.
people keep thinking that there's going to be a reissue, those prices it's never going to keep going higher. It's only going to keep going lower. I saw a Darkside Anakin $550, right? On Facebook. I got a Lightside Anakin for $410 or $405. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not so much that everything's going to get reissued. It's the scare of the reissue now, or soft reissue, like the Short Trooper. It was a leader, right? Now it's like
I got them all right here, all three of them.
Right. So that was like a soft reissue. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of the thing. It's like, and then again, what are you in it to collect for? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I'm always drawing the line of like, if it's been a while.
Curate. You want to curate what your
Right.
collection is.
Like the Tony Stark mech test that came out in April. I'm looking at it, April of 2010, and they announced one in July of 2020. That's been 10 years. If you haven't sold your figure in 10 years, and then that's fine. That's been 10 years, literally a decade. But thanks to like the War Machine Mark 1, like you mentioned, that was announced in 2015. That means it was probably released in 2016, 2017, and we can get one this year. You know what I mean? Like 3 years later, and you've lost all this money from it. I don't know. So that's just, again, one of the things I dislike about Hot Toys, but that's just me though.
Well, real quick, I got a couple super chats. Let me hit these real fast. I know, guys, I'm a little slow with the chat right now because we're all just kind of chit chat. But DJN Star 99, thank you so much, my friend. He says, novice question: are Hot Toy reissues exactly the same or upgraded? When they're reissued, they'll have like this red banner that says reissue down the side, and they are straight reissue. Like, they don't do anything. As far as my knowledge, they have not changed anything when it's a straight reissue. Perfect example, the War Machine Mark 1. They're putting it back out again. It's the same figure. But then you had a Marty McFly Back to the Future back in the day, and now we got the new Marty McFly. It does not have a reissue label. it is a 2.0. They've changed things. They got rid of the guitar. Exactly. There you go. Exactly. It's a different figure. So Fabio, man, Fob's Figs, my man, dude, what's up, dude? $20, dude. Thank you so much, man. Bunch of clapping. I'm gonna clap for you, bro. Dude, thank you so much, Fabio. Damn, bro, you didn't have to do that, homie. I appreciate it, man, dude, so much, dude. Whew. Damn, Fabio coming through, man.
Yeah, man.
ZJN again. $99 super chat, man. Thank you again very much. Says some say reissues have new parts, paint apps, etc. I don't think so. Fabio, you're still in the chat, man. He would know. I believe straight reissue is straight reissue. We have a Batman Superman 2-pack coming. That Nightmare Batman's Nightmare Batman. Nothing's right. Changed. The only reason it doesn't have a reissue brand on it is because that was a selective thing. I know it pissed a lot of people off because it was a Toy Fair exclusive. But now they didn't reissue it. They just repackaged it as a 2-pack. So that was like their their way around that, right?
Right. Yeah, because even looking at the Marty, you know, so I'm on this website called HotToysPH.com, and looking at Marty, that one came out in July of 2014, and then it was announced September of 2021. So 7 years, that's okay. I'm okay with the 2.0 or reissue after 7 years. But again, my problem is 2-3 years later and reissues happening, right? Or even like the DeLorean, that, you know what I mean? Like that's going to be a huge pickup. A lot of people consider that to be a grail, and it wasn't a reissue, but it's literally a 2.0 because it's from the second movie. So some things are okay.
Yeah. Hey, FatBatman, what's up, my friend? How you doing, man?
Doing good. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
Yeah, what's up?
Going good.
Hey,
Sai, you're about to say something? I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
Oh, no problem. I just wanted to say, in response to like Fabio, is he like I missed out on that Gambit, that third-party Gambit, and I thought I was gonna have to resort to like the sideshow one that looks like a monkey. So I was feeling kind of bad, and like I got in touch with him, and he said that he would sell one to me, and because these things are already like close to $1,000 on the secondary market, and a lot of times you never know what you're gonna get. So I just wanted to like let the community know that if you get someone like Fabio, like he is legit, and like he made it so like I could just do a little payment plan and just pay him off in time, and it was like fantastic. So thank you again, Fabio.
Fabio, it's true, man. Fabio is legit, man.
Yeah.
If you guys need figures, he's got them. I know it's not just strictly for sale, but when he's got extras and they're out there, legit, man. And you're right. Go through people in the community first. That's
absolutely
like your best bet, man. Because you don't know. Like I said, Brother Cousin's got that damn DX07. It's freaking trash.
You see the glued lightsaber?
And the guy's
What
like,
the hell,
oh no,
man?
it's complete. Everything's good.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know what he paid for it. I didn't ask him, but I guess I could. But the point is whatever he paid for, he expected the DX07 like intact. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. So you never know with people. That's why I try to hit the community first. Fabio says it's the exact same figure. That's what I thought. Straight reissue, man. Nothing's changed. They don't improve the paint. They're literally just going back in time and just being like, here you go. You remember what we made in 2014? You're getting it again right here as is. So that's really it. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. Mario says a reissue would have had the same MMS. Otherwise, it's a 2.0 or upgrade. Yes, absolutely. Also, Star Wars. Blackbird Tech, what's up, man? It says also Star Wars Hot Toys figures historically do not do straight reissues. Kenobi show may do Anakin 2.0. So there's hope for some to get one. See, here's the thing, man. I don't think we're gonna get a dark side Anakin from Revenge of the Sith.
No?
I really don't. No, I don't. I think we're going to get a Hayden Christensen and or Darth Vader like from Kenobi. You know what I'm saying? Like however he's going to look in Kenobi, we're going to get that. Why would we get a Revenge of the Sith again? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense. That's like saying, oh, Obi-Wan's going to be, they're going to reissue Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan again. Like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a new show. we're gonna get a new one, and I'm hoping he's gonna be the best, because I'm hoping it's gonna be a half and half situation, where it's Anakin, but it's also Vader. You know, whether you got a helmet and then a head sculpt, or who knows? I mean, we don't know.
Scenario.
Right. So I don't think personally they would do that. 𝕄𝔼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻, what's up, man? What are you up to, buddy? He's just lurking in here. He's always lurking. You want to come in, 𝕄𝔼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻? Let me know, man. I don't know if you're busy. Yeah, man. I just really feel like that's not going to happen. I don't think we're getting the reissue. For one, that thing is, it's tough with Hot Toys, right? Because sometimes they will do that. When they look and see how expensive things are going on the secondary market, they'll drop a reissue. But they have yet to do that with Darkseid. And I feel that the only reason they haven't is because we got the show coming, and that they're going to put something else out. And I feel like, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Obi-Wan show comes out, they give us a brand new Anakin or Vader or something, right? Looks totally different than Revenge of the Sith, but he's a 2022 model, great head sculpt, phenomenal everything. He's current, up to date, right? With what they're on par with what their talent is with right now. Do you feel that the dark side and the light side, Revenge of the Sith Anakin, are going to come down in price? I feel like they're going to plummet. People are going to try to sell them because they're going to want this newly announced Anakin. Personally, FatBatman, what do you think, buddy? Let me start with you. You just got in here, man.
Man, they might dip at first, but I think they'll go back up. They might not get as high as what they're at right now, just because there'll be other options on the market, but they are going to be different. You know what I mean? I'm with you. I'm hoping that we get something to where it's a half Vader, half Christensen. That's what I want preferred. But I know, like, I have Darkseid, and I know a lot of people want Darkseid Anakin, and I don't blame them. But, like, for my situation, I found a, seller kind of like what you guys are talking about. Excuse me, in the community. Easy. Everybody knows Easy Company.
Oh, yeah.
I got really lucky with him. Great guy. And then
another great guy. Yeah, Easy's the shit. Easy Company collectibles, shit. Easy's link in the description if you haven't gone to check them out. Go subscribe if you have not.
But yeah, if you can find something like that and you're comfortable with it, go for it. But back to what I think they're gonna do. I'm hoping for the half Vader Christensen. Hoping, but I don't think it's gonna hurt the price long term. Might dip in the beginning, but I think it's gonna rise back up and kind of stay steady where it's at.
Well, what about you, Ty? What do you think, man?
I pretty much agree. But I would say, if it's a straight reissue, then that's gonna hurt the figures that are out here now. You may see some people trying to offload their figures before anything new comes out, like once they announce something. But if it's like a 2.0, or if it's really specific to the Obi-Wan show, I think the older figures will still stay where they are, and these will just start getting in value, and people will be able to take advantage of those instead. And that's probably what Hot Toys is going to do.
I think that makes sense. That makes sense. What do you think, Carlos? Carlos is muted. I don't know if he's there.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, why can't we see Carlos?
Dude, my desk is right in front of my living room, so trust me, you don't want to see my mess right now.
Well, I've really cropped in on mine, so you can't see what's behind me.
I got a 2-year-old, man. I know what a mess is.
Me too.
There you go.
So as far as like reissues, man, yeah, like if they were, so are you asking, Anthony, if they were to do a complete reissue or the Darth Vader with half of the?
What I'm wondering is, yes, when the Obi-Wan show comes out, because I feel like that would be lazy. That would just be piss poor to me when Obi-Wan comes out, and then they decide, oh, let's just reissue the Darkseid Anakin and label it the Obi-Wan or what, because it wouldn't be in a reissue. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel that it's lazy. I don't think they're going to do that. My question was, are they going to make a new 2022 version of Anakin / Vader, either or, that is completely new figure, they've never done it before, or would they reissue? See what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to reissue. I think they're going to create a brand new figure.
So if they make a brand new figure, him being inside or in his Darth Vader, suit, then him being Darth Vader, then No, I don't think it would affect the prices. I think some people, might start selling them, but it wouldn't be something where like the price is going to plummet. I don't think that would happen because that's Anakin before, right? He officially became Vader, right? And I feel like a lot of collectors will still want that piece. Now, if it was a complete reissue, then yeah, I mean that price is gonna plummet. Nobody's gonna want the 1.0 when you can get a 2.0 for a lot less, brand new, obviously, right? But if they don't do that figure, or maybe they do a 2-pack, or God knows what they'll do, right? But if they don't, if it's not a straight reissue or even a 2.0, no, I don't see the prices going down. If anything, it might actually help the prices keep going up, right? Just because I feel like a lot of people may want this really cool Vader to go with Dark Side Anakin now, right? If anything, that will be a really nice display. So like,
that's a good point.
light side, dark side, and then now Vader. Like that may be a really cool little thing you have going on there, So that may actually improve the prices. So that's what I would think.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Luis says 78 in the chat. Let's hit the like button. Yes, sir. You guys go ahead and like, subscribe if you already haven't, and to all my friends here in the channel, I know links in the description are not for you guys, but I will make sure we get links for everybody here, man. We're just shooting the shit, man, having a chill stream. I definitely agree, though. I definitely agree with what you're saying because a lot of people flipped out. A lot of people flipped out in this case in point because we're here. I'm gonna just solo really quick, just to say, a lot of people said that the original right here, the original Shore Trooper, was gonna plummet. And the price went down a little, but not much. And he's still going. You know what I'm saying? And the reason is like Carlos is just saying, like, I've got the squad leader here and then the grunt. So he's still unique. He's still, the captain. He's still Rogue One. And it's really cool to be able to put them all together. You know what I mean? So I noticed that he slightly dipped, but he's still expensive. Make no mistake, because now they know it's like it wasn't a reissue, right? So it could be something very similar to that sense, with the dark side. You want a dark side Anakin to pair with this new one, or like you said, the light side, or whichever one. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'm feeling.
I gotta say too, like from my point of view, since I don't have an Anakin, that I'm looking forward to whatever they put out. Like even if they put a dark side, I understand what people who have him already, how they would feel. Like, come on, it kind of devalues my figure. But so I'm just in that position where I want something. So even if it's not dark side, if it's like a light side and Darth Vader, I'll take that. I'm fine with that. Like whatever they want to give me.
Yeah, I would say the same. I just feel like it would be cheap on Hot Toys' part.
I agree.
To just do just a straight kind of, oh, here's another reissue of it.
That's real lazy, especially with their competition coming up after them. That's real lazy. They need to show that they're still on top.
Well, I think that the situation here is, I think the appeal for Darkseid Anakin is because of literally what it is. It's Anakin turned to the dark side, and that's all we've ever had. So if the Kenobi show is showing him, turned, look, they didn't hire Christian Haydenson, right, to just wear a Darth Vader outfit, right? And then they could have just picked. I could have been Vader.
Yeah, he's not going to hide behind that mask the entire time.
Oh, FatBatman definitely could.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? So it's like you're going to see him. Now, whether or not it's just going to be like Clone War era flashbacks of Anakin, that could be a thing too. So he could still be light side. You know what I mean? Because we all know with Filoni and Favreau, they love the Clone Wars stuff, all the animated stuff. They keep bringing stuff in. So I feel like we're going to get some flashbacks that may be basically a live action interpretation of Clone Wars. You know what I mean? I feel like that may happen. We may see some flashbacks like that, but so we could get a light side version somewhat, or we could get a dark side one. We don't know yet because we haven't seen it. But point is, like, it would just be lazy on Hot Toys' part if they just reissued. Really,
agreed.
Right. But then also too, with like, let's say, I know you mentioned those short troopers, but see, that's the thing, is like Anakin and light side and dark side, having Darth Vader is one thing, but with the troopers, unless you're like again a completionist and you want to have all the troopers, I feel like a lot of people may not say, oh, I'm gonna go spend $400 on the short trooper team leader, I think his name is, right, as opposed to the captain or the grunt, right? That's only 230. I can literally get both for this other, going after, in the aftermarket. But even if this new Vader comes out, what do you think is going to happen to the Tarkin Vader 2-pack? Is anyone really going to want that Vader, or the anniversary Vader at that point? Is anyone actually going to want that Vader, knowing that if they do make a 1/6 Vader and his sculpt is there, let's say the with the mask broken in half, you can see the actual sculpt. Are people actually going to want to go after those other Vaders, you know what I mean, from Empire Strikes Back, or again the 2-pack? What happens to those figures at that point?
As completionists, yes. As completionists, I can see that.
But how many really are going to do that, though? You know what I mean?
No, not many. Not many. Only like hardcore completionists. Oh shit, I really need that line. I really need that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you don't. Real quick, Max Geekdom was wondering, is he as expensive before the Short Troopers came out? He dropped a little bit. Like the original Short Trooper was like $700 usually. You can get him a little bit cheaper than that, of course. So I'm going off what eBay says. Obviously the numbers are a little skewed. He's dropped a bit. I've seen him like in the fives, but he's still holding a decent price, is my point. Like, and again, we see that with Darkside Anakin as well. People in the chat have already got him for 500-ish. Yeah, people say 7 or so. They're trying to just milk it, but you hit up the right people, you can get a Darkseid for around that price anyway too. So I feel like, when they do things like that, where they're not necessarily, I don't know what we would call these, like Carlos was saying, it's not 2.0s, right? They're not reissues. We just got different versions of Short Troopers. But that means though all 3 of these Short Troopers are different Short Troopers. So there still is this sense of exclusivity with him, right? All 3 of them are unique. They all have their own MMS or TMS. They're all individual Hot Toys. So, and again, it kind of goes back to what Carlos is saying though. How many people, let's say you guys just started collecting and you picked up these 2 Short Troopers, right? A lot of people, that are, maybe you guys started collecting right now in 2022, or last year, 2021. And you're like, hey, I got a couple Short Troopers. This is great. I would like to get this other Short Trooper. How many are really going to go out, right? Like Carlos was saying, go back and drop the 500 plus on an old Short Trooper? I'm sure we would all like to have it, but how many are really going to do it, right? And some will, but that percentage it gets lower and lower. You know what I mean? The more closed circle of figure that you're talking about is, right? Like, I'm not going back and buying Return of the Jedi Stormtroopers. I missed them. Didn't get them. Not spending $450 on a Stormtrooper.
Right.
I would still go for like a reasonably priced 40th anniversary Vader, because I don't have a Hot Toys Vader. So I would still go for that. But as far as anything is concerned with Kenobi and Anakin right now, I would just hold off until we see what Hot Toys does once this show comes out, or once we get closer to when this show comes out. I would just wait on it. I would not jump on anything unless it was like an incredible price.
Right. I agree. Real quick, because I know I'm real close caught up with the chat. Ant-Man is wondering, does anybody know the number of 6-scale Vaders available now? Mario's into chat. Mario can tell you, because I think Mario has everyone except Rogue One, because he's a slacker. But but I know Mario. Just give me the number. Or Max says 6. I don't know. I know there was a New Hope. There's the Tarkin Vader New Hope combo. That's 2. They are separate figures. There's subtle differences. There was the Empire Strikes Back, and then they reissued it too, right, with the 40th anniversary packaging. I guess that counts as something different. Then you had the Rogue One, and am I wrong? Is that it? I mean, I've got my quarter scale Return of the Jedi, but we're talking 6 scale, so I don't know.
So 5 6 scale and 1 quarter scale.
I think so. I think so. I don't think I'm missing anything.
No, I think I'm seeing it here, because even I think it's 5. Yeah.
DJN with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Says reissues help completionists plus new collectors more. I agree. Look, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because let's say you just got into collecting Hot Toys and you really love that Iron Man Mark 1, and you're like, oh man, they reissued it. Sweet. I could pick this up at retail. That's awesome. So I would say congratulations to you. You really love War Machine. You have an opportunity to get this figure. Great. But on the other side, it's like, you kind of feel as a collector, and not everybody, but there is something there where you're like, damn, I really treasured mine. Maybe because I didn't even like War Machine. Maybe I just treasured it more because I knew how rare the piece is, right? There are people out there like that. So then I feel like it's not very fair to people who have had like these really nice rare pieces, and now they're like, well, damn, my figure's not worth anything, right? Now, again, life's not fair, man. I'll be the first to tell you that one. We all know that. So then I try to just look at it as a whole, and I try to look at the positive. And at the end of the day, I feel the positive is somebody has an opportunity to get a figure that they missed.
Right. And
but
we all
for me, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Carlos.
I was going to say, we all go into it when you collect a hot toy knowing these are not numbered. These are not limited. They don't say, hey, we're only making 1,000. If anything, we know they're making 10, 20, 30, 40,000 of these, depending on how popular the figure is, right? So we know a reissue is probably going to happen if it gets popular enough, especially if they're looking at those eBay prices, which is why, look at the Hulkbuster, right? Probably an amazing 1/6 figure, and now it just sits there on Sideshow. You know what I mean? Because it's reissued. I remember before I even picked it up, it was going for like 3-4K. Now you can get one for like $900. You see what I mean? But so right. You know, and again, that's kind of what I did, where it's like, I don't want to have too much invested because I'm a finance guy. I'm going to look at numbers and I'm going to say, well, I don't want to have too much invested in hot toys because I know of the reissues. I still love collecting. I love having these pieces, but I can't be too invested. I can't have, X amount of money, whatever that amount may be to you. Everyone's different in hot toys because I know that I don't want to lose money. I'm not saying I want to make money either, but I want to have my stuff be able to retain its value, get a little bit more. That's the whole point of collecting. If not, I just feel like, am I collecting a toy or am I collecting a collectible at that point? You know what I mean? But that's kind of how I see things. Maybe someone else sees it different though.
Yeah, no, that makes a whole, that's the kind of boat that I'm in, right? That's how I feel. I'm like, damn, you're right. They're not. And is it us? Are we just pretending to be collectors or are we collectors? Right? Because really though, like if you think about it, like you said, they're not numbered. There's no exclusivity to these figures, right? They're mass produced, and sometimes, okay, you missed the boat, and then you got to go pay the aftermarket prices. That doesn't necessarily mean that Hot Toys meets all the criteria of collecting. And what is collecting anyway? Is it subjective? It's just a matter of opinion, right? Yeah. I collect bottle caps. Who cares, right? And I don't. I'm just saying as an example, right? Like somebody collects whatever they want because they want to collect it. And that's totally cool. So I don't think there's not a rule book to collecting, but I understand what you mean, because it's like, what if my statues, right? My statues are numbered. That's a wrap. They make 500 or whatever, and that's it. I have a number on mine. It's exclusive. It's unique to that run, and then that's a wrap, right? So I get that. I get how some people may want to feel like, damn, I feel like, what am I getting? Because at any given time, whatever I purchased is not worth what it was then, right? Yeah. So I think there's differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the value of a collection to you, right? That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I love Star Wars. So some people may be like, well, that figure sucks or this or that, but I love it. So that's all that matters, right? Because we're all in this. That's one thing we all have in common together, right? Right. We have a passion for something. Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that when it comes down to collecting, right? And now that I meet new collectors, it's always, what does collecting mean to you? And what's your goal out of this collection? Like, for example, some may be like, look, I just want to be able to at least get my money back, or maybe lose just a tiny bit, and they're okay with that. Some are going to be in it, say, I would collect only if that piece retains value or makes some value after it sells out. You know what I mean? So what does collecting mean for you, and what is that rule for collecting? Because you're right, if you collect rocks or bottle caps, those are not going to go up in value, but you love it. You know what I mean? But so what does collecting mean to you, and what does success of collecting mean to you? Everyone's different. Personally, going back to it, I want to have pieces, but let's say that I knew that every single piece I have is gonna go below retail, or gonna start going, you know, undervalue. I probably wouldn't collect. But that's me. I don't love things enough. I don't love things enough where I want to have something knowing that it's going to keep going down in value. That's not for me, but for other people, that's okay. And if that's you, then that's okay too. You know what I mean? So what does collecting mean for you, and what does success in your collection mean? Those are probably questions you want to ask yourself before you get into it, or even now.
Well,
You know
I would feel that if you, and I've said this before, but if you are collecting hot toys for, how do I put this? If you get into hot toys for investing, you're into the wrong hobby, right?
100%.
Like, and we know that. A lot of people don't know that. And that's where I'm trying to come in from that perspective, from statues, numbered things, this and that. Hot toys collecting is a hobby, right? You shouldn't be sweating over, because we see it all the time. People buy into the hype. They buy a figure just because somebody online told them to buy the figure. They get the figure. They're like, why the hell did I get this figure? And I spent $300-400 on it. And then the next week they're trying to sell it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, or others will be like, well, damn, I'm going to get a bunch of these and then sell them. It's like, well, wait, you know, it's not, you can better invest your money, man, in like stocks and other things. Like if you're, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You should be collecting. Like when I look around my room or my living room, I'm not looking at dollar signs. I'm looking at memories, you know, whether it's childhood or just good times, or just remembering like the lore and the heroes and villains that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the key. But on the other side of the coin, I get how some people are like, damn, my shit doesn't really retain its value. Well, if that's that big of an issue, I would say not collect hot toys.
Right. That's kind of why I got off it, right? Because I don't.
Right.
That's why I started selling mine.
Yeah, because you're like, I want to get out of that, which is totally understandable. Go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry.
So I just want to say my first point is you guys have never seen a bottle cap collection like mine. Like it will blow your mind.
Oh, really?
No, not really.
But
But
I
anyway.
was gonna say, I'm sorry we're insulting you, bro.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. But as far as like the collecting, at first when I looked at some of the things, I'm like, oh, this is cool. They have every member of like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to the ones that speak to me. So I don't worry about completing a line or anything like that. I didn't get into it thinking, oh, this is going to appreciate in value. So that's like secondary. Like if it, as long as it holds its value, that's nice, but that's still not a real important factor to me. It's what that figure means to me. So the ones I have, they mean something to me. They speak to me. So I'm happy. And whatever happens outside of that happens. Like I totally understand people wanting things to raise in value and feel like, hey, this thing is really expensive now and I have it, it's hard to get, and that's totally fine. That's just not the way I look at it. That's all.
Yeah, and that's perfectly okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it comes down to is, again, your love for it. Now, let's say you have love for Star Wars, right? Okay, cool. But you're not happy that you feel like your figures are losing value. Well, that's a tough call, man, because for me, I'm like, well, I don't plan on getting rid of them. On an occasion, sure, I've been known to get rid of a figure or two. I think we all have, whether it's, you know, it could be just a financial situation, or it could be, hey, they came out with a different version and I kind of like that version more and I don't really need 5 of, you know, X figure or something, right? But I never try to look at it and, like, I don't catalog, I don't know if that's smart or not, but I don't really catalog the worth of my collection. Now, I will have a spreadsheet. I pay attention to what I purchase. And I pay attention to what I sell, just so you can, you know, be financially responsible in your hobby, right? I think that's just something everybody should do. But I don't feel that, I don't look at my stuff and go like, damn, I've got 20, 30,000 something dollars. You know, I don't think like I'm gonna just get rid of this. So
Right.
but I understand coming from like with the recent news, right? With Queen Studios or possibly J&D, if they make specific figures that are going to be numbered, I get the appeal though, right? Because some people are like, oh, this is it. You know, this is the figure. It has X amount run, and they're never going to make it again, or something, right? Right? Or like if you have the ecto-1, you have the ecto-1, you have the Blitzway ecto-1, they're not going to make that anymore.
No, right.
There's a certain feeling there where you're like, yeah, I got that, and I know it's not going to be remade, right? So I understand both sides. I totally do.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, like for me, and again, what is your, because I know Anthony, you and I talk a lot, you know, like what is success outside of collecting and collecting mean, you know, all that stuff. And for me, I'm all about, again, I'm a numbers guy, I'm finance, and I'm all about, I want to try to build my net worth and have fun at the same time with collecting and stuff. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's really going to be my focus. So I don't want to have things that depreciate in value or go down in value, because I don't look at, I guess I just don't have an attachment to things like that. You know what I mean? Or really any. The only ones I could say maybe I have would be, you know, maybe an Iron Man, maybe Dark Knight, but that's really it. You know what I mean? Like to really not worry about a reissue, I guess you can say. But you know, it's gonna vary. But because for me, I'm gonna say, okay, if I have $20,000 invested, you know, like, yeah, that's great. But then how much do I have invested, like in stocks and stuff? And yeah, that may be boring. Some people might find it boring. But hey, man, if that's 20,000, and before the illness, right, you're making 10-12%. You're making $2,000 a year on money just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's how I look at it. Like my mind just won't let that go. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like, what does success mean for you in your collection? I think that's the most important part. You know, I think more business-like, because I own a business, right? I'm gonna look at hard numbers every single time. Not everyone's gonna do that. That's okay.
That's true. That's 100% right. I just feel like when you're in the game of Hot Toys anyway, because that's really what it's at right now, right? Let's just, you know, there's other companies, of course, but there's a big difference from coming in from Marvel Legends or Black 100%. Series or Vintage, and then you're like, boom.
Absolutely.
And here we are now. So I understand some people's concerns, because they're like, damn, I have never spent $300 on a toy before. That's what it is, right? I mean, yeah, it's really nice, but hell, toy's in the name, bro. It's a hot toy. So, you know, we look at it different, of course, but we're in it. But imagine somebody buying a hot toy for their first time now, and they're not used to that, and they drop $300, tax, shipping, whatever. They're like, wow, this is really expensive. I've never purchased something this, you know, this is extravagant, right? It really is, because that could be a portion of the rent. That could be whatever. It's not a $20 figure. So I understand where some people's concerns come into play, and they're like, wow, I got that. It's rare. It's rare. And I'm like, well, no. You got to understand. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not rare. You can't come into collecting hot toys with that mindset, because then you're not collecting it to collect. You're collecting it with something in the back of your mind where you're like, well, right, I can make money off this later. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like that's the wrong reason to collect, right?
Yeah. And that's fair. That's what I'm saying though. I wouldn't collect, you know, and which is why I got into J&D. They're expensive, right? They're numbered. Mm-hmm. I can still love that piece. You know what I mean? And I can still, you know, have the value go up. You know what I mean?
Right. That is true, because they are exclusive pieces. So it's really interesting to see how it goes, especially now, because, you know, prices are going up. So I know that's another piece. Like it's what we just talked about, like with Gilgamesh. You know, he's $270, but he comes with nothing. You know, so now it's like, well, where do you draw a line? You know, where do you say, for you, not as a community, but for you as an individual, where do you draw a line and say, hey, listen, I don't feel comfortable spending $300 on a figure that comes with nothing. Right now, some people do. Some people are like, oh man, hey, I'm not going to get a Gilgamesh from anywhere else. I really want Gilgamesh. I'm going to get Gilgamesh, and they just get it. And that's totally cool. But for me, it's like, I have to think about these things because, well, one, I'm not even really into MCU anymore. So I guess I'm a little biased from it. But if it was a Star Wars figure, seriously, I have to think about it and be like, hey, this comes with like nothing. Like,
Yeah.
but Star Wars is so much more iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's a matter of opinion. I mean, we have an Eternals movie that's it has nothing to do with Jack Kirby's comic run, you know, and then you have 40 something years of Star Wars. So I think it's not fair to judge in that respect that, you know, it is kind of a standalone thing. I don't know, but there are people who really want the figure and that's totally cool. I just feel like, damn, if they charge $270 and give us really nothing with the figure, then they're going to be like, hey, that worked. You know,
That's what I'm afraid of.
Right. Then the next one's going to be 280, 290. Yeah. Eventually we're going to hit that 300 to, you know, because we know like a lot of these figures are 270 now. It's the standard. But we also know when we look at all these 270 figures, Fennec, you know, Casca, they all come with a lot of nice stuff. So you're like, okay, I get it. I get putting the money in. I'm getting what I feel is a good enough package, right? Bang for my buck. I didn't feel that way with Gilgamesh. So I guess that's, you know, it's just something to consider is all I'm saying, because, okay, it's 2022. What happens in 2024? What's going to be the standard cost for a hot toy? If the standard right now is 270, is the standard going to be like 315? You see what I'm saying?
Speak with our wallets.
Yeah, so it's just going to start keep going up and up and up and up. And that's where I understand people's concern, where it's like, damn, these are not cheap. So I try to inform people that, hey, if you're going to get into collecting, you really need to make it about fun, realistically, you know, and not think of this as an investment. You know, if you want to invest in a hobby, man, like Carlos is saying, some statues, there goes the Death Trooper and a Short Trooper. They just fell. Jeez. It's all right. I got carpet. It's not a fall, not a big fall. Like new guys for sale, man. Museum pose only. So shit like that, man. You gotta watch out for that stuff. You know, no, I'm just saying, like, you can collect statues, you can collect comics, man. Comics retain their values, man. You know, first appearance things. A lot of my old comics, I love that. I've had to sell a few comics from time to time. It's not that I wanted to. Sometimes I maybe was just like, you know, I'm kind of over this. Sometimes I was like, yo, I need a few bucks. Right. That's fine, you know. But with the figures, man, I don't know. I collect to collect. That's why you see all this Star Wars here. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, guys. It's tough. Everybody's kind of has a little bit of a varying opinion in the chat too, which I appreciate, because we all collect for different reasons, I guess. You know what I mean?
It's why I stopped going for MCU stuff, and I kind of started to purge my MCU collection, except for like the Trinity with, you know, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. I did get that Gambit though, because he's freaking awesome. But other than that, like I decided, what do I love the most? And that's Star Wars. So I started getting more Mandalorian figures, and I feel a lot better about that, because that's where the true love for me lies. You know, it's not like I appreciate DC, I appreciate Marvel, but it's Star Wars for me. And so it doesn't matter whether they raise or lower in value, because they're valuable to me.
Right. Absolutely, dude. I want to address Max's Geekdom real quick. He says, how is this different from Ahsoka? Well, I think Ahsoka's $250, but she was priced before the new prices, right? And on top of it, I mean, she does have rolling eyes. She comes with a couple lightsabers. She comes with a cloak. She comes with the orb. She comes with a few holograms. You know, she comes with stuff. But I didn't bring her up in that because I was like, well, she was an earlier release, even though she just came out now. She was an earlier announcement when they were priced at that, you know, and she's $250. You can look at that and say relevant. Well, yeah, she just released. Yeah, so she's technically current, but she was announced a year and a half, you know, August 2020, like August 26th or something. So when the prices were a little bit lower, a little bit, like I said, they do little increments. So that's what I'm saying in comparison. Yeah, sure. Ahsoka's a way better deal.
She'd probably be like 275 or 280 now if she was just announced.
I will say more.
Today. Yeah, 315.
315.
Yeah. 315. I was trying to lowball it, Carlos.
I was saying lowball it.
You're right. You're right. I go along with that.
Maybe even 330, like the DX look. Well, if she's not a DX, then maybe 315.
Okay, right. Carlos, stop.
I mean,
I don't. AJ's wondering, we would think they're going to do all the Eternals. I don't think so.
Nah.
Hope they don't.
There's no way. 10 figures? Mm-mm. For a movie that wasn't well received? I really don't think so, to be honest with you.
Well,
I think you're going to find your luck in third parties.
Yeah.
I think, there are going to be some third party figures that are going to start to try to help you as a collector fill in that line. But I don't think Hot Toys is going to do it.
I also don't agree that Hot Toys should be completing certain lines like the Eternals or those other ones, because those figures are going to sit. And if they start making too many figures of a line and it's just going to sit, all people are going to start saying is, hey, all these Marvel figures sit. Why am I going to buy Marvel now? I'm just going to wait until it keeps going lower and lower and lower and lower, right?
Right.
The longer they sit, even though it's Eternals, right? It's still Marvel, right? Look at Endgame. Endgame is sitting. You don't think Eternals is going to sit? You know what I mean? So it doesn't help the collecting hobby. I think.
Yeah, and on top of it, we have so many more. You can call it opinion, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm going to say we have more popular franchises. I don't think you can look me in the eye and tell me that Spider-Man No Way Home is less popular than the Eternals. And that's not even a matter of opinion. I'm looking at facts. I'm looking at box office numbers. I'm looking at, just all the encompassing factors involved. And so to me, it's like, I would rather get... Now, and there's something for everybody. There's always something for everybody, which is great. That's one of the things I love about Hot Toys. But the fact is, they would sooner give us more No Way Home figures than they would to try to complete the Eternals line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm looking at it. Like, where's Andrew and Toby Spider-Mans?
Where's Electro? Where's Lizard? I'd rather get those than the Eternal ones, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So that's where I'm kind of like, I really don't think they're going to happen.
Right.
So, quite enough. Good point, man. He says, I only buy characters I like.
Bingo.
With. Absolutely.
Bingo.
You know, that is the way to go. Now, I'm like half and half though, on that, only because I collect primarily Star Wars. I do have some MCU, mostly phased out, but mostly Marvel is what I have. Like anything Marvel, but not MCU. But anyway, mostly Star Wars, right? My collection is Star Wars. There comes to a point where I don't feel like I only buy characters that I like, right? Because I have so many Star Wars that I'm like, I love Star Wars. Now, I'm not going to connect to the Mandalorian as much as, say, Luke Skywalker, right? Because I grew up watching the original. Grew up loving Luke. So when I have a Luke Skywalker, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to buy that. That Snow Speeder Luke that's coming out, getting that no matter what. I'm excited for that.
Yes.
Now, when 𝕊𝐁𝐶 Reeves comes out, I'm not excited for her, but I'm going to get her. She's going to go in my Mandalorian line, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's a weird, I guess that's what I connect with though, overall, the encompassing world that is Star Wars, right? So then to me, I'm like, well, I'm going to pick it up. It's Star Wars. You know?
I do have one that like, it's not something I grew up with. It's something I just found out about like last year was Pennywise. And like, I was like, okay, who is this Pennywise? Like, what's going on? And then I watched a lot of streams and I started seeing the figure, and I hadn't even watched the movie, but I was like, wow, excuse me. I really appreciated the artistry that went into that figure itself by Hot Toys, like that sculpt and the look of it. I was like, wow. And that's something that I really like, is just sometimes a figure just appeals to me. And so even though I don't have a real attachment as far as the movie is concerned, I still wanted that Pennywise because it's just an awesome looking figure. And I'm not worried about him being a grail and whatnot, because he's waitlisted already. It's just, I like that figure. So I got him. You know, he's like a one-off, and I want to support that too.
But do you know why you feel that way though? It's because Hot Toys, as you're saying, they make one-offs, right? So you're like, this figure is amazing. And mind you, I have him too, right? So he's an amazing looking figure. Queen Studios is going to make you feel like that a lot more, because they're going to have these one-offs essentially that Hot Toys will never make or even get into. And I feel like that's really where I think this collecting is going to get a lot better, where like we're going to start seeing a lot of different IPs, and we're going to be like, hey, Hot Toys doesn't do these one-offs, because you love Pennywise, you like Pennywise because it's rare, right? Hot Toys doesn't make them. But Queen Studios is going to start making a lot of these. And now you're going to be like, what if they make, again, Terminator, all these other IPs that maybe you really like, but Hot Toys just isn't going to touch at this point. You know what I mean?
Well,
So I think
then you go with.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Yeah,
you go with what Quite Enough was saying. You go with what you like or what you connect with. So it doesn't matter to me if it's, if Hot Toys makes it, if J&D makes it, if Queen Studios makes it, whoever makes the better product, in my opinion, of that particular franchise that I want, that's where I'm going to go. You know what I mean? There's no loyalty here.
Right.
I just feel that if Hot Toys is not going to make certain things and another company is, and it's equal to or greater in quality, then they're going to get my money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jables makes a great point here, man. Says the MCU has been super awesome, but I was an X-Men kid, so I'm not attached to the Avengers. It's exactly me, man. I'm all my tats are X-Men, dude. I love X-Men so much. So when the mutants join, like you said, MCU, yeah, I'm gonna be the same way.
That's why I got that Gambit.
Of Avengers. Right, that Cajun card dealer is amazing, and I missed him.
He is
and I'm
freaking awesome, man. Just awesome.
It's dude. So I can't. I think he's Rogue, so I need to get her, and it's just
absolutely. I used to love Rogue. Well, I still do, but she was like my favorite.
I love it.
You can't have Gambit without Rogue.
No, you can't. That's like having Han without Chewie.
But don't say that because I have Han and I don't have Chewie.
Well, then I'm sorry, but
I know what you mean,
though, right?
I don't know why I don't have Chewie. I just don't.
I really want that 2-pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, what's it going for? 1,000 though?
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody had an opportunity to get it today for $950. I was reading in one of the groups.
Me?
Yeah, and I was like, well,
bro,
you want to get it?
No,
I don't think it's coming anytime soon. But I would wait. It's a lot of money. It's just how bad do you want it? I don't know if this is Dan or Dre. 6-scale reviews, man. It's probably Dan. I agree, Anthony. I absolutely despise the Justice League Aquaman figure, but I had to get it to complete the line I wanted because I'm all in on DC. Everyone collects uniquely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And let me know who's speaking. Is it Dan? Is it Dre? 6-scale Padawan, my friend, with $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. It says, great listening to you guys. Invaluable to us relatively new 6-scale collectors. Well, thank you very much, man. I try to offer advice, good or bad, man. Just my experiences in collecting and, the pitfalls that come, all the insights and information that you may not have to experience. You know what I mean? Because there's some bumps and roads in the journey. So, I love being able to talk and communicate with people like, hey, you know what? Sometimes be careful. Be careful with all these pre-orders, don't be careful with buying all this stuff all the time. If you can swing it, swing it. If you can't, be careful because we've all done it. We've all been in trouble and just, try to keep it real, man. So thank you again so much, man. Appreciate it. 100%, man. 100%. AJ says I'm only collecting MCU, but only the ones that I like. Don't need every version of Iron Man.
I do.
I was going to say, I have some friends that disagree, but that's what's cool. That's what's so cool, right? That's what's so cool. Carlos, I know you got a bunch. My buddy Shane has a ton. Fabio has like every Iron Man, dude, and it's so cool. Like, even though like the house parties, and it looks amazing. It just looks amazing. But so I get everybody's got a thing. Sorry, go ahead, Ty. You say something?
Oh no, I was just saying I only have one.
Just one?
Which
one do you have?
I have the Mark 50.
Okay. Hey, that's my favorite though. So
because I always looked at him, I was like, man, these things, why are they $400 and some? Like, I can't believe this. And then I finally decided to take the plunge. And I was like, oh, now I see why they cost this much.
Well, it's the best the Hot Toys provides, right? Like the best. And even Optical and I were talking about this, that the Hulkbuster is probably the best 1/6 figure ever made, right? If you really think about articulation, what it has, everything. So, but anyway, I digress.
Carlos, I do want to say one thing that I'm very glad you haven't talked too much about statues, because I keep thinking like maybe I'll dip my toe in for a statue at some point. Like I keep seeing the Batman statues, and I just saw the movie last night. So I'm like, wow, maybe I want to try this, but I'm really afraid. So thank you for not saying much.
No, I try not to, because like statues are super expensive, and it's like you really have to love the piece, and then have the space and the funds, you know what I mean, ready for it. Because, you know, I'm in 1/6 collecting too, and it's like, well, if a statue is $1,500, $1,800, whatever it is, how many Hot Toys could you get for that? So is that statue worth X amount of Hot Toys? That's how you have to always look at it. You know what I mean? For you, because obviously everyone's different. So
that is true. That is true. But when you get so deep into this, sometimes you get kind of carried away. I mean, like Hector says
100%.
here, he says, I recently got in trouble with the wife, but I came clean. Let's just say I'm slowing down for a little while. When did this get here? Oh, I've always had this. I just had to pull it out of the closet.
I got it for free. I got it for free.
Been there. It's just been there.
And then she's like, no, because that guy was just in season 2 of Mandalorian, so you're full of shit. Right? Like,
it's a preview. It's a preview. It's
right.
Special.
Yeah. So, you got to be tricky. You know, some of it's tricky, man. You can get too deep into it, man. And it's hard. It's really hard if you like multiple things. I'm having that issue myself right now. You know, where I'm like, oh man, I love Marvel. Like, I'll always love the comics. The MCU's okay, and for a while I was collecting it until I realized that, you know, I had like 30 MCU Hot Toys. I'm down to like 4.
Wow.
So, because I have like 60 or 70 Star Wars. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm looking at my ratio here. And I was just like, yo, I can't be dedicated to 2 ginormous franchises. You know, I just can't. So I pulled out, and now it's kind of nice because I have mostly everything Star Wars, minus, you know, a few that I missed here and there. But I would say I have 80-ish% of every Star Wars figure. Nice. I think that's fair to say. I think Mario has like 90-something% of everything. Star Wars.
Dude, I made, like I said, I sold maybe 150, 160 figures, Star Wars, Marvel, really everything. Even some Iron Man I ended up selling. I sold a lot. You know what I mean? So I feel you, you know. But again, I'm trying to get into the statue game, and I don't want to talk about what I got. But let me just say, I got a few, and it's like, oh dang, this is cool, but you have to be very selective. So.
Right. Well, I would say, look, FigFate says, not sure if you guys discussed already, but what are your thoughts on the rumor of Queen Studios charging $800 to $1,500 for a 6-scale line? Well, what I say to that is simply,
no. There were rumors that there was a rumor, but that was just bullshit.
Okay, so just listen, they're not going to be that crazy. They're not going to be that crazy. Now, would I pay that much for superb quality? No. Dude, I'm not dropping $1,500 on a 6-scale figure.
Nope.
When I can get a 3rd scale, you know, that's going to be like far superior. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, guys.
And what is superb quality? Because Hot Toys is really, really good.
Yeah. Hot Toys is no spring chicken here, right?
Like,
I mean,
like, we're not talking about Asmus, we're not talking about 3-0, right? Let's be honest, we're talking about a Hot Toys. Like, when you're paying, let's say $1,500, okay? Let's say that Batman, that's like, what, 400, 500? Do you really think that figure is going to be 3 times better? And what makes it 2 times, 3 times better? Rooted hair? That doesn't make it that, you know what I mean? What makes it superb quality? I think that's what we have to look at. What does that make it better, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. What is it to you?
Now,
but I can't spend that kind.
That Al Pacino one from like that example they had with the movable fingers and all that. Now that's something. That's something. But I still wouldn't pay that. But it's something. It's good.
That was J&D, right?
Expensive.
Was it? I think.
Yeah, that was Kujen, right? And he now, where'd he go? Did he go to Queen or did he go to J&D?
I thought he's in J&D.
I think he's J&D.
Okay. Yeah, he made that Scarface.
It's awesome looking though.
It's crazy. But I couldn't drop that. I couldn't.
No.
You know, you're now. Here's the thing. So people don't necessarily get into statues. 1, because they're big. 2, because they're expensive. So now, if you're going to flip that and you say, well, actually, check it out. We're going to give you these that are basically statues in 6-scale form, but like super, super detailed, right? With the skeleton and all this stuff. Highly, highly crazy. I think somebody's here. No one's gonna buy that. No one's gonna buy for that price. Not gonna happen. I really don't think so.
There would be that one person who may spend $1,500, maybe 20 people. You know what I mean? But it's not a business. It's not a sustainable business. It's not something they're gonna do because you don't get into 1/6 to go after. Okay, 1/6 is probably the best quality you're gonna get for the best value you're gonna get, right? Especially from Hot Toys. So you don't get into 1/6 to get to be limited and numbered or super expensive. If you wanted to do that, then you'd be in the statue game. You know what I mean? So like, it makes no sense because 1/6 collectors are ready to give up because Hot Toys is going to increase their price by $30, and you want to charge them $1,000. You know what I mean? How does that make sense? So no, that wouldn't happen.
It just does not.
No, and they know because they've built all this up before they announced to the public.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, perfect example is me tonight. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna do an impromptu live stream. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? that's like that. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So they've already planned their stuff out, right? They've already planned all their stuff out, and then there you go. Like, so they have a plan, and it's not gonna be crazy. They're here. They're here for the long haul. They want to make money, and that's how it is.
And
they definitely researched it.
Yeah, and it's Queen. It's like Queen. Their 1/3 Batman is what, $1,600, probably $1,700, right? The Batman. Their quarter scale is like 1,000 or so. So their 1/6 going to be more than that.
That doesn't make sense.
No, J&D might do something where like, hey. We're at $2,500 per statue. Now our figures are going to be $600, $650, $700. That probably wouldn't work, and they'll probably shoot themselves in the foot by doing so as well. But at least they can say, well, hey, this is your chance of getting a J&D for a lot less, for a quarter of a price or a third of the price. Maybe they can swing that, but even then, you don't get into 1/6 for limited numbers. You get into 1/6 to appeal to the masses. That's why you're into 1/6.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And they're going to be doing that. They're going to be doing that, guys. So anything higher than Hot Toys prices will be out of my league, honestly. Be sticking with Hot Toys for the variety. Anyway, exactly. And it's hard, and again, hard for me because I love Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel. It's so hard when you get into multiple lanes. And you really got to pick and choose, right? Because unless you got enough money. If you got enough money, you know, and you're coming in. The problem is if you're coming in now, it's hard because... or even soon-ish, right? Like, let's say you haven't been collecting forever and ever. You know what I mean? Okay, I get that. Then you're like, wow, I really enjoy this. I love Hot Toys. I can't believe this. This is great. And then you look at like 100 back figures that are gone. They're sold out. Like, you just got to keep moving forward. Because especially if you're in multiple lanes, you can't do it. You know what I mean? You can't do it. You're gonna go buy all the old Justice League, then you're gonna go buy the old New Hopes, then you're gonna go buy the old First Avengers, then you're gonna go buy the old, you know, whatever. You can't. Like,
nope,
you can't. So I would definitely not roll that way at all.
Yeah, it's very pricey for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, you just move forward and have fun. And know that it's you're collecting for fun, and you have a hobby. You enjoy whatever the property is, and you kind of go from there and try as hard as you can and not go back unless you get a good deal.
Absolutely.
You know, like you said, you were able to get, you know, the Cajun car dealer from Fabio.
You
know, cool, good deal. You know what I'm saying? Versus going off on eBay and buying, you know, something for, you know, it's crazy. So you guys got to be just mindful of that. That's what I would think, man. So.
I sold a 2008 Iron Man for $1,400, and I think I was like $200, something like that, back in 2008, 2009. So, and it's plastic, dude. So you'd be surprised if people are willing to pay for it.
My goodness,
it was that the Mark III gunmetal. Yeah, dude. Sold that for $1,400. Yeah.
Some people will buy it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, hey, more power to them.
Yeah, no, I agree, but it's just Hector's one. Another question is, will it scale well with the DX19? If not, then you got to drop more on their Batman. So there's another $500. I don't know. Well, if it's 6 scale, right, you would assume it would fit with Hot Toys. I would think, but we don't know yet. You know what I mean? But if they're going by scale, they're not. That's the key word here. They're going by scale.
Right.
So I would say, what's the difference of buying, a 6-scale So-So Toy Spider-Man Noir, right? He fits with all my Hot Toy Spider-Mans. So, you know what I mean? I think it would be fine. I think it would just be fine because they are 6 scale. So, if Queen came out and said, "Hey, we're doing 5th scale," then it would be weird. They'd be a little,
I mean, you never know. Look at that. Was the Kingpin? The third party did a 1/6, but it was like a quarter scale.
Wow.
That's rare, right? That doesn't happen.
I don't.
But,
Those guys, I don't know what. That thing was like a 3rd scale Kingpin, man.
The Black Order, right? I forget her name. Proxima Midnight.
Oh,
right? Like is that one
with the giraffe legs?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some of that's a bit crazy. Xavier's wondering, hey chat, odd question here, but what temp is too cold for a Hot Toys collection? Would 50 to 55 degrees be considered too cold? My basement gets chilly sometimes in the winter. I keep my room pretty cold. Desi, Metamorphic Customs, man, friend of mine. His link's in the description as well, man. Check him out if you guys haven't already. Makes awesome diorama bases.
Awesome channel.
Awesome channel. He's doing this cool crafted stuff. It's badass. Go check him out if you guys haven't. He was saying something about that, but it's more about humidity levels. And I can kind of agree with that to a point because I'm in the desert, so I don't really have any issues. But I mean, to give you an example, my room is usually somewhere between 60 to 70 degrees.
Damn, that's
cold.
That's
beautiful.
Cold. It is. It's 60. It's 68 in here right now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I like that. Yeah, because I can't deal with the heat, bro. I know I'm in the wrong state, but so I keep my stuff cool.
I'm at like 73, 74. No, too
sweating.
much.
Nope.
I'd be sweating.
Like I'm in Jersey, and it hit up to like 70 today, and I've got the AC on. Because I bring that back down to 65.
My wife will kill me.
I would love it. That's the ideal temperature for me. As far as figures, I mean, just no extremes. Right. 50 to 60 is not an extreme temperature. Don't put your figures out in freezing temperature.
Right.
And not in direct sunlight.
Yeah, and definitely not direct sunlight. So extreme temperature changes are crazy, but the humidity is a factor. That's a thing because some of these pleathers and stuff and straps, they can degrade. It's it happens. So I would say, you're fine. I would say you're fine. If anybody in chat knows too, if they have basements that are 50, 60 degrees, how is your collection? I don't have basements. We don't have them here. I wish we did.
Would know.
Yeah, Lael would know. That's right. He would. And I'm sure his is kind of chilly. So I'm guessing you're fine, but don't take my word for it. But I'm thinking you're probably all right, man. Joel's third-party reviews actually says, hey, scale will be fine. Queen Studios will not reinvent the wheel. Right. However, if they drop an amazing quality Joker, that DX19 may look like a doll. Joker, yeah, we're gonna have to see, man. I
think Batman might have a chance to go alongside the Joker because it's mostly a costume, so it wouldn't look too shabby unless it's just a really bad sculpt or something like that. It could probably pass, but something with more face would probably not match up that well. That's just kind of what I'm thinking when I saw that question.
I mean, it's still hot toy quality though. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's a DX. It's not like even at regular MMS at that point. So I don't think we'll have anything to worry about. But I understand what he's saying there.
Well, Dogenator says, don't feed your figures after midnight. Pro tip. I mean, chat know that. I mean, obviously we all do, but movie reference of one of the greatest. Two dehumidifiers working 24/7. All right, cool. Third party though, man. Joel Fabio's wondering why are you always spamming the chat, bro? What gives? What gives, man? Nah, waiting for your super chat. These guys are getting at it. That's funny. That everybody. Hell yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think, It's a great conversation. I think we could probably wrap though, man. What are you guys saying? Where hour
I've
45,
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
great.
me too. Yeah, I immensely enjoyed it. I just want to take up everybody's time. I know it's late, and I don't know what's going on tonight either. I'm so out of it, man. Like I thought it was Tuesday. Mario was like, "Yo, it's Wednesday, bro," and I was like, "What?" Like, and then because I'm just messed up. And then even though like we don't change on the time zone either, so I'm
Lucky.
further back than you guys. Like now I'm 3 hours behind. So everything's all screwy. Like I'm gonna have a stream Saturday night, and everybody's asking me what time, and I have to like pause. I'm like, well, wait a minute. So I think what's gonna happen is like Saturday nights when I do my streams, I usually do them at 7, but I think now I'm gonna do them at 6 because everybody on the East, if I started at 7, then they would be joining at 10 at night. You see what I'm saying? So when everybody, and I go on after Aries, and Aries usually would go on at 4 my time. But now he's not. Now he's going to go on at 3 my time. So I think the flip side is now I have to make an adjustment since I'm the one that doesn't change the time zone. You see where it gets all kind of like, so to compensate with everybody. So it's maddening. I wish we didn't have daylight savings in general.
Yes.
We're the only country that does it. And then I'm the only state in the country that does not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird where everybody else in the state, I'm like, yo, why are you guys changing your clocks, man?
Bro, better you than me.
True that.
I
True
have
that,
hard
man.
enough time as it is. Hard enough time as it is. I still haven't recovered from this last time change. I'm like, what the hell?
Right. A lot of people told me that. They just lost it. They're like, what? It's, late now or whatever. And just, to me, it's just another day. But now I have to adjust to everybody else, though. You know, in the YouTube world and the social media, it's like, oh man. So it's just a little nutty, guys. But
that sounds like trouble.
It does. It is. So, yeah, guys, this was fun. Thank you everybody for joining in on the impromptu. Is anybody doing anything tonight? That's where I'm confused. If there's anybody going on,
I think Leal has what?
I don't think he's doing this tonight.
No?
No,
Is it
that's
Wednesday?
another thing I got all screwed up. I don't know if anybody's streaming right now, but go ahead and check out your favorite, channels. I'm sure somebody's maybe doing something. If you want to hear some more Hot Toys talks, and links are in the description for, everybody in the community, that I socialize with. So I'm sure somebody's doing something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Anyway, so this was totally impromptu, but it was fun. Lots of cool conversations. Thank everybody for joining and coming in. Thank you for super chatting and helping support the channel. It's awesome. Appreciate everybody here. Uncommon Flex, Carlos, it was cool to have you on, man. It's totally dope. We had good conversations. You have anything going on, Ty, on your channel? I know you just started recently, right?
Yep. So I just started, and I'm working on a couple of videos where I want to do some kind of figure previews and reviews. Really want to start looking at like all these pre-orders and kind of seeing what, take the temperature of the community and everything. So that's pretty much it. So it's not too much there yet, but it is coming. So it's coming.
Hell yeah, man. Well, look, I'm going to put a link in the description right now, guys. In the chat, actually. Link in the chat. Uncommon Flex, man.
But also let
Come
me
check
say
them out.
thank you for having me. It was
Of
a
course.
pleasure.
Of course, man. It's fun, man. It's awesome, man. Just subscribed. All right. So, hey, man.
Nice.
Just checking you out, man. Yeah, because I know
Thank
you just
you.
started. I watched your video with Beyond the Figure, that Boba Fett. That was cool, man. It was really cool. And
Thank you.
Of course,
Thank
your
you.
introduction. So I know you're starting now, and hell, everybody in this community supports each other, man. So
Awesome.
Joel's
Thank you.
coming in. Everybody, again, guys, yes, third-party reviews. Let's get them some subs. I know you got some cool stuff coming.
Really
man.
appreciate it.
Carlos, I know you're not really doing much though, man, right? But you don't have a channel.
No, I'm actually starting a YouTube channel, and it's gonna go live tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
I'm just kidding, bro. No, I don't have any
Just
YouTube channel. No. I
yeah.
have nothing going on. I just whoever calls me up to talk, I'll do that.
Hell yeah. Well, it was fun hanging out, man, guys. Totally off my game today, guys. Like I said, I thought it was Tuesday and time's messing me up, and yeah, but it's fun, man. A lot of good talks. And what's going on tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be on Brother Cousin's toy reviews. Again, link in the description if you guys haven't checked him out. And then I don't know what's going on Friday or Saturday. Saturday is my stream, of course. I guess we're gonna do it at. I'm still gonna do it at 9. I always said 9 p.m. Eastern, so I'm gonna keep it at 9 p.m. Eastern. It just means I have to start at 6 p.m. on my time, so that's fine for West Coast now. But we look forward to that, and hey, more news, reviews, and streams, and hanging out and having a good time in the community, man. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. You guys have a great night. Peace.